Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. We are excited to have Shirley Carlson joining us here, the owner and creator and practitioner of Best Body LV. She's from Las Vegas, Nevada, and helping you, well, with so many different ways to look better, feel better. And she does so many different treatments for the face, for the body. We're here to talk to her all about how she's helping people transform. So, first and foremost, welcome to the show. How are you today?
Thank you, Jill. I am great, feeling good. Not the best weather in Las Vegas, but
What is it? What's that? What is it?
kind of overcast, a lot of wind going on. So it's I'm sure the people traveling are not very happy coming to Las Vegas.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you. It's exciting. We're in New York. It's getting cold, so I could
Mm,
probably handle that weather there though. But
yeah.
you're excited to have you here. I got to research you and poke around your website and see how you're helping clients. So just give us a little overview about what bestbodylv.com, by the way, that's her website, is doing.
Well, there are several things that are going on with Best Body LV. We started about 5 years ago as more primarily as a cryo shop. We morphed more into wellness and cryo. And then now we're bringing in a new piece of equipment called the NMS Face, which is probably we're one of five, I think, that are coming into the United States from France, which does muscular type of help on your face in
Wow.
addition to a light type of radio frequency. So I'm super excited about that. But going back to the original thoughts about
Okay.
Best Body, we, as I said, we started as a cryo shop. I was looking for something that was more natural, non-invasive, non-surgical type of thing. And what I found was that there really wasn't a lot of that out there. And that was 5 years ago. Now, today, that's a little different story. But what we do is that we use the Pagani Cryo T-Shock. It's made
Okay.
in Italy. And I think if some of you know a little bit about cars, you will say that, oh, Pagani, yeah, they make,
Yeah.
exotic cars. And yeah, they do. They're really amazing. And just taking you a little bit back to the original about cool sculpting, a lot of it was done with where you had to get a machine that had to be vented because it was using nitric acid, all kinds of stuff in it that could harm the person. And so it's really with Pagani coming into the picture and creating such amazing cars that it now runs on Freon. And it's an amazing piece of equipment. It tells me when I'm working on a client how cold I'm getting, and it also tells me how hot it's getting. So it does a cycling so that customers can get their frozen fat cells and then we can burst them. So that's how we started with the cryo. And as time goes on, I realized that people coming in weren't really, it wasn't just about the fat. They had a lot of
Yeah.
things going on with them. With the pandemic, a lot of us kind of overate a little bit. A lot of us maybe lost a lot of weight too. Stress does different things to people. And then normal life things started to really settle in, except for the pandemic, like
Yeah.
divorce, loss of a child or parent, or whatever the case might be. So people coming in needed more wellness than just the cryo. And that's where I felt like my health coaching stepped in. And each time I personally meet with each client that I'm working on, we go through a lot of different things with them. How are you doing? What's happening in your life? Are you eating well? What are you eating? On and on and on. It's a little bit more of accountability too, because we talk about that in the first meeting. And I tell all my clients, this is not a standalone treatment. I'm not here to like suck it out and, hey, you're on your way. Everything's great for you. It's really a natural treatment that your body has to work with you. So if you've got other things going on, cortisol, high cortisol, you're premenopausal, you got all kinds of hormone things going on. There could be other things that you need to do
Yeah.
to support yourself.
Oh my goodness. Well, there's so much to get to. I want to find out more about all the treatments you're doing and how you
Okay.
become a member. But I just want to also start off by just backing up a little and just getting, a little bit, to know you better. When you were little, you mentioned you wanted to always do things with your grandma and your mom, right? So share a little bit, if you don't mind, how, you got into this field of helping so many people.
Okay. Well, my grandmother and my mother both passed, of course, but I was raised in Hawaii, on Oahu, and
Wow.
in a very country area, which is not country anymore. I mean, everything is pretty built up over there. We used to have a one lane in and out, so it was and all sugar cane, no sugar cane now. It's so it was a type of place where, you weren't running to the doctor every time you had a problem. So my grandmother and my mother used herbs to cure things, whether it's for coughing, they'd go out and pull out some herbs and they'd fry it in some type of, oil, and then they would put it together in a cheesecloth and, put it on you, or they'd get certain herbs for rashes and put it in a tub, and then they, do that type of thing. It was very rare that they would actually go to a doctor. It'd have to be something extreme. But they did use doctors if they needed it, but it was a far distance for us. So I learned that in the very beginning that your body is so unique and that it can heal itself if you give it what it needs.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily means that it needs medication,
Yeah.
which some people think. And also
Yeah.
I'm just going to go down this path right now. Medication was never set up unless you're like living on heart medicine or something because your heart can't pump. It was never made for long term. And yet everybody seems to be hooked on it forever.
It's
And that is
interesting.
the part that I think is kind of scary. Give you a good side example. My brother had a stent put in his heart, and because he, I guess, collapsed one day, and they said, oh, you're plugged up and whatever. So they put a stent in her heart, and they put him on statins, which not 100% believer in that. And so then you fast forward about 5 years, and I said, oh, how are you doing? Are you finally off that medication? How's it going? And he says, oh yeah, my heart's doing really great.
Oh,
I'm doing
wow.
fine. I said, great, then you're off the medication, right? And he says, oh, no, no, no. The doctor said, hey, why everything looks good. Why change it? Stay on it. I just obviously don't agree with that. I think that if you need something to change your body to get it back working the way it should be working, great.
Yeah. Mhm.
But when you use it too much, like even I have to say, even vitamins, if you're on the same vitamins forever and ever, just like shampoo. Oh, like I'm jumping all over the place, but it's like shampoo. If you use the same shampoo all the time, sometimes your hair doesn't work well. It gets drier, doesn't work well. So you have to switch up the program. Well, vitamins, everything you put into your body starts to get used to it, and then it starts to change. It starts to change adjusting to it. That's the same with hormones or anything else. So I truly believe that if you're going to do anything, don't do it every day. My mom was a strong believer of that. Like she'll say, oh, the doctor gave me all these medications. And I said, well, you're going to take it, mom? And she goes, no, no, I'm not going to. If I need it, I will. So you become your doctor. You
Your
decide.
own advocate, which is, yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Well, let me ask, you've been in this field helping so many, and clearly you love what you do in the integrative health coaching world. We have a lot happening at the holidays, and this is like the time people realize we want to look good. And especially, that spring's creeping up right on us, right? It's like time to
For
go.
sure.
Yeah, so I want to get to know, more about all the services that you provide. And I know you're doing introduce something big coming up next month, but even just like all the non-invasive work and therapies, and there's a lot to talk about. So I just want to make sure we're covering everything.
Okay.
Did you want to talk more about the cryo slimming, the toning, or the
Oh,
therapies? That yeah, just want to make sure that we kind of been all over, but I just want to make sure we're focusing on definitely, everything that's important to you and how you're helping your clients. And you
all
have a
right.
membership section too. We got a lot to go talk about.
Okay, okay. So when a client sees one of our ads, they're not sure what it is. So usually they contact me and I talk about what part of their body are they looking for, tummy, back fat, whatever, legs, cellulite, all that whole thing, or even facials. So we do cryofacials as well with the Pagani Cryo Shock.
Got
Uh,
it.
but um, but when they come in, I talk to them about the journey they need to take with it because it's not a one-time shot deal. I'm not sucking anything out of you. I'm not cutting you up and changing the way you are. We're going to work with your body so that we can slowly get rid of the fat. Most clients will see results in 3 to 5 treatments. Most
Oh,
clients. But if I get
okay.
a client in that I see there's a lot more stuff going on, like a very hard, big tummy, almost looking like 9 months pregnant. And then I know I'm looking at maybe additional things that I need to question about her. Does she have a really stressful life? Is cortisol big on her? Does she have a fatty liver situation where, her liver is causing a lot of that in her tummy? And so I'll make different other suggestions to clients about what they should do. Simple stuff like milk thistle, which is awesome for liver to
Yeah.
help detox your liver. And you'll find that milk thistle is in a lot of products that are in the liver detox, even adding dandelion to your salad. So there's a lot of little simple
Oh,
things that you can do to kind of help you move that along. So when a client goes through that, I tell them how many treatments I think they're going to need, whether 5 or 10, and they decide whether they want to go on that journey. If they decide to go on the journey with our packages, then
mm-hmm.
I will give them access to a member site that's on if you went into my website, you'll see there's a BBLV members. And not everyone is allowed in there, just my clients. And there's just a whole slew of just health things in there. There's even Tibetan rites in there. There's dry brushing. There's just everything that you can imagine. And what
Got
I
it.
just added, I would say in the last 6 months or so, is I realized that some of the problems that clients have is just their unconscious verbiage in them. So they were raised a certain way. Maybe it was to eat as much food as you can because there's
Yeah.
somebody starving somewhere in the world, that whole story that we've heard, right? Don't waste food and what have you. And they're caught in that verbiage. So they
Mm-hmm.
go to and it's here in Vegas, with the buffets,
Oh, I can imagine. All right.
it's
Oh,
like, oh my, it's free, it's buffet, let's just eat 10 plates, it's like, but that food's got to go somewhere and your body's got to process it. So I try to change the verbiage in people's minds. I met with a really excellent master hypnotist, and she has a business here as well. And she told me about how sometimes what's happened before you were 8 years old as a child, that all of a sudden it changes how you look at the world as an adult. So it doesn't
really?
change really, but how you view the world. So she gave an example of a person that had a bad experience when he was a little kid. Maybe everybody yelled or screamed at him, bullied him, whatever, or laughed at him, whatever
Ah,
happened to him. And then when he's in a situation with a lot of people,
yeah.
sweaty palms and he feels really bad. So
Wondering
sometimes,
why the triggers. Yeah.
yeah, so what sometimes it's good to do is to either soften that message that your unconscious is giving it, like kind of bringing new things in, like healthy eating, like maybe I have Mexican people that come in, they eat purely Mexican, but maybe the corn is not that great for them right now. Maybe they need to lay off it to lose some weight. And so it's not to change and say, hey, you should just eat differently, but it's to say like maybe you need to portion it out differently for your body.
Yeah.
So I started the hypnotist thing, and since
Wow. You do so much.
well, since we started that, it's kind of good in a way because I'm talking all the time, and I feel like sometimes it's nice to take a rest. But the treatment is usually about a little over an hour. So the hypnotist session is about 30 minutes or so. And I'll put them on half of the session on something healthy eating, trick your
Okay.
body into that you're eating and you're not, how to handle emotional eating, etc. And then I realized that, but geez, they're only coming in once every 2 weeks or once every week. It's not enough of this indoctrination. So I started putting it on my members only site. And so my members can download that. And
Okay.
hopefully I encourage them, if it's weight loss, that they try to do it at least 3 times a week. And they really just feel it's so relaxing. Here in Vegas, we have a lot of people that work 24/7, I mean, not working 24/7, but they're working nights and their eating habits are really off. And, they have certain times to rest. They're not a 9 to 5 people, here. It's like we're always working here. And so whenever they can have a moment that they can get on their
Yeah.
phone and just relax 30 minutes, they can hear the things that are going on. And amazingly enough, I think the number one thing people ask for, other than weight loss, has been relaxation. They are, I don't know, they're so stressed with everything. A lot of them working 2, 3 jobs,
Yeah.
have a lot going on. So this is a city that doesn't sleep. So
Uh-huh. Yeah.
neither do people. I also believe, I also have done a lot of research on electromagnetic frequencies. And
Okay.
when I have a client that comes in that's saying, gee, every night I have to take ibuprofen because
Ah.
I have headaches. And I know that eventual down the road,
Mhm.
that's not going to help her liver very much eating that. So I told her, are you near a tower? And she goes, yeah, we do have a tower. I can see it from my
Come
house.
on.
And I go, oh my goodness. Well, then I give them suggestions of things that they should do, and units that they have. Like I have one in my house. In Vegas, we are a very condensed city, and we are heavy 5G. I mean, you're
Okay.
like you can't turn
Yeah.
around anywhere, and that's why they actually tested out the driverless car in Las Vegas.
Oh yes, the self-driving car. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
it's because 5G is short messages. It's not like 4G where you put it on a tower and it spreads it all out.
Yeah.
Short little messages. So they have to have it in short spaces, but the intensity of that is just not made for our biological bodies. It comes into us and your body starts thinking, oh, I'm being attacked somehow. I don't know what is messing with me. And it's not a quick thing. It's not like you're going to fall down right immediately when you're with this, but it's an over time, you can't sleep, you're getting headaches, you're not feeling well. If you go to my Instagram, which is
Yes. What is the handle?
best dot yeah body dot Las Vegas, Las Vegas. If you go there, I have a couple of Instagram pictures regarding that and where you should go to maybe get a unit that you can put in your house that kind of changes
Okay.
the how should I say, the message going out. So it's louder than the whole thing is louder than what you're getting from the 5G or any of that. And the scary thing to me is that they're thinking of putting 5G in satellites. I mean, wow,
Really?
never going to get away from that. So I do it
Wow.
with people in different things. There's different, everybody is individual. Everybody doesn't come there with the same problem. We're not machines. And
Yep, very true.
so, what might affect you may not affect the next person. So I try to treat each person like, tell me what your story is so that I can help them maneuver that. If you go to the internet, there's a lot of information on it. In fact, I learned a lot from the internet sometimes too.
I
But
know, guilty, we do, right?
yeah,
Hmm.
we do. But then it's not necessarily for you. And so I'll take it a step further and go look at clinical trials. And so getting back to the NMS, which is the neuromuscular stimulation, I was a little afraid of radio frequency. I mean, I was a lot afraid, maybe I should say that.
That's okay. We love your honesty. That's
Yeah.
good.
And I was afraid because if people push the envelope too far, it could burn. And
Oh,
I don't like damage to people. I don't like pain. I'm just out of that. I don't like it. So I did a lot of research on it. And this particular machine we're bringing in before I bought it was made with bipolar type of radio frequency, which is the safest type
yeah.
and shortest type. So if you're doing something like M-Sculpt, where they're
Yes,
putting
I've
it on
heard
your
of that.
body, they
Hmm.
have a much stronger one called mono radio frequency because they have to go deep into the muscles.
Okay.
Whereas with NMS, we're only doing the face. So we're putting pads on different parts of your face, and then it's just hitting the face. So you don't really need to go way into your brain
Deep.
to
Mhm. No.
that. So the bipolar radio frequency is very light, but yet effective in helping wrinkles on your skin, I think I sent some pictures out to you if you want to show people. It's just amazing, the results, and no pain, non-surgical, and no downtime. So I love
Ah,
that.
that is amazing. It's beautiful. And on the website, you have all the before and after pictures. I don't have pictures that you sent to me directly. Did you, is that what you meant?
Yes, yes, I do. Yeah, I sent you some. I sent some through. I also sent some of my clients that, or one of my clients that with 5 treatments was able to really slim down their
Oh,
body.
well, do you have them? We could share your screen if you want to show them. I did.
I don't know. I'm only. I think you would probably take me a half an hour to
Oh,
figure
okay,
out
okay, not a
which
problem, not a
one here.
problem.
That's why I
I know,
sent
but
it
if you
to
go
you.
to the website, they're
Oh,
amazing
I
to
could
see
go to
the
the
before and
website.
after. The after, it's amazing.
Yeah, it really is. And I try to keep my own clients. When I first started, obviously I had to use the stock pictures that they sent to me with the machine. But over the years, I've been just taking my own clients, and
Hmm.
it's good for them to see what their progress is because it's very subtle. It's subtle, the changes, unless you're really actively involved. So we do teach wellness, which is you got to do a little bit of exercise. You don't have to join a gym and be there an hour. Like I had people come in and they're just angry. They're like, I spent a whole hour in that gym, every single
Uh-huh.
day. Look at me. And it's like, they think it's everything, but that's only one piece of the whole pie that you have to learn about. And even your physical is important, but your emotional, your mental, everything is a part of who you are as whole body. I had taken an extensive learning from the people that I learned health coaching from, which was just set up on whole body. And it was interesting because it wasn't about, do the squats every day and all that stuff. It was about you've got to check in with
Yeah.
what you're thinking, you got to check in on how you're feeling, you got to check in with a lot of different things for you to be completely whole. So anyways, I guess getting back to the pictures, I'm trying to show you that there are some results with the cryo, but it takes time,
Yes.
to be patient with it. And with the neural face, I haven't done it yet because my machine is in Los Angeles right now, if anybody's listening, and it's with customs, and I'm trying to get it out of customs so I can get my
Help.
I have appointments already set up. As soon as it comes in, I'll be testing on a few people and getting it right. But each person again is going to be different. Some people will not like the heat, and I could turn it off completely, the heat coming from
Oh,
the
wow.
radio frequency. And then some people will be okay with it. So it's like every person, we have to tone it in for them. But the results are just amazing. I mean, if you take a look at those pictures, they're like this one lady only had 3 treatments, and literally her eyes are beautiful. And it's an older lady, like I do cater mostly to, I would say, 40 plus,
Okay.
and then I cater a lot to the 50 plus that are premenopausal, and I do a lot of guys too.
I love that.
The guys are simple. Yeah,
I commend men that are getting started with this. I know a few that are into this stuff as well.
yeah, and but more men are, and it's about the face. In fact, I've got like few clients already that have contacted me because they don't like the chin, and it's very different with men. With women, we have like cellulite, and we have other issues going on. Fat likes to hang around by our
Yeah.
tummy more than and back fat, bra fat, so we have a lot of areas we can deal with. Men, it's typically just the tummy. They don't have cellulite, and I think you know the history of cellulite a little bit, but it's like pockets of fat that
Yeah.
continue to get fatter and fatter, and then they push up on the skin, and the skin gives you that ripply, orangey kind of look. So breaking it down is hard. Breaking fat down is really hard in the cellulite thing. So I have clients doing certain exercises and rubbing it and everything before they come in so that we can actually break the fibers that hold the fat in and then get the fat to be burst, to freeze them and burst them. So every part of your body is different.
Yeah.
But when men come in, like I say, it's mostly face and mostly tummy. Women, it's everything. We
Got
come in
it.
everything.
I know we have a lot, but men, it's just so not fair. And the men have so much better collagen too in their faces, right? Less wrinkles.
Well, not really. Some people, you have to take care of your body, and your skin. Here in Las Vegas, we are really dry here. We are not, it's not like Los Angeles, maybe not even like New York, it's like where you have humidity. We have no humidity, it seems like here. I mean, we have some, but not much. Most people here sleep with humidifiers because there's not enough moisture in the air. So what happens? You don't feel yourself sweating, so you don't think you're
Okay.
working out. Your skin is the first thing that dries
Okay.
up, you know?
Yeah.
And so I always tell people, you've got to moisturize. You can't just, like my husband is probably one of them, he's one I would say, I told him we're not living in California anymore. So it's not like the moisture's there for you when you're sleeping. Put some moisturizer on, especially at night when you're sleeping. It's not going to bother you. Put it thick on. I remember in the old days,
Oh
mother
my.
used to put like thick. I don't know if you remember. I don't think your mother did this, but my mother, just before she went to bed, she had like a mask on her,
Oh,
like it
my
was
mom. Oh, yes, she did. Yes.
it was like cold cream or something. It was
So
funny.
funny. It
And it was
is.
like, but now today, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I wish I could get something like that. But I put very simple things on me, like castor oil, love castor oil. And I just mix it with a little bit of either almond oil because it's so thick. It's kind of like, how you put it on, it's like really thick. But what I have found is that over months of using it, it's true,
Well,
your eyelashes and your eyebrows will really start to grow. I
oh, I
mean,
want to hear more. I apologize. We're out of time, though. My goodness, it goes so
oh
fast.
no.
Remind us quickly how we can contact you. And looking forward to next time. And I would love to try to share our screen so I can show the pictures for you as well.
Oh, that would be awesome. And tell me if you have more pictures that you want to see, because I can send you more or whatever. You can reach me on Shirley Carlson, and you can
Okay.
reach me at info@bestbodylv.com is my email. And please visit my site, which is bestbodylv.com. And my
Perfect.
telephone number is 702-948-0522. I
Beautiful.
hope to hear
Thank you
from you.
so much. Thank you. Hopefully, we will chat again. Enjoy your Thanksgiving too, as well. That's got to be a fun day. We got to do our best. One day off, but you got to get right back on. All right.
Yeah,
Thank you.
same to you,
Thanks so
Jill.
much.
Thank you
Bye,
so
sweetheart.
much.
Pleasure getting to know you. Thank you. Bye bye.
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you now have even more ways to listen live. Check out the MyTuner Radio, online radio box, and Simple Radio apps on iOS and Android, or find us online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com, or search Podcast Business News Network on streama.com and onlineradiobox.com/US. Take your podcast on the go and don't miss a minute of the action.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
Mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house. And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.